It's the year 2050 and the term OK millennial is trending. What are the reasons the young generation is using it? Some big catastrophic event happens. Millennials, man, The Simpsons predicted it 40 years ago. Younger gen, okay, millennial. What is something you spend a ton of money on that the vast majority of people never would? I think I'm in the top 1% of chickpea consumers. You are a 18-year-old boy who is about to meet your 17-year-old girlfriend's family. The father is the stereotypical dad who polishes his guns in front of the boyfriend. What do you say/do that will make him contemplate shooting you? Got a lot of miles on this old thing pats girl's back. Where is the weirdest place you've ever fallen asleep? On film sets. First time we were sat in a comfy auditorium for hours on end, fake clapping and laughing. One after another someone would doze off, and if an AD noticed they'd wake us up, unless the person was quiet enough and the others were making enough noise. During a particular slow turnover I dozed off, and during this period of my life I was a bit phlegmy, so I didn't realize my head had rocked back, and I was snoring loud. Eventually when I came to, the crew were still doing adjustments. I remember this girl's face as she looked up at me with the most appalled look on her face. I must have been snoring badly. Second time this happened, it was very unexpected. I was playing a refugee in a tent with other extras. The director had to place me further away from the others and turn me away from the camera because of how I looked. I lay there awake, but pretending to be unconscious for the first and second take. I then wake after who knows how long to clapping and an AD praising us, and that's a wrap guys. My friend on set, another extra, came up to me to say that I didn't move an inch, even when he tried to tell me jokes. We had just clicked on set and were having a lot of fun that day. I had to ask him how long has it been since we started rolling, and find out that it's been a good 3 to 4 hours. Easiest paycheck I have or will make in my life. What is something perfectly legal that feels illegal? Trying to lockpick my own house cause I can't find my key. Full damage is now disabled. What are you going to do with this new ability? Mix falling with everything so I can check the new experiences. Someone once said everyone sees the world in a different way, so when someone dies, it is, in a way, the death of an entire world. So, Reddit. What unique world will die with you? Where people want to know what the plant of an eggplant is. Former burglars of Reddit, where is one place people should never hide valuables? Former burglars of Reddit, I want to hear from the current burglars of Reddit. I like burglars that don't get caught, okay. Redditors, who are not in love with their significant others, why are you still with them? Throwaway, I honestly don't know. Because it's been more than 25 years and it's just easier to live as roommates than to go my own way, even though in a lot of ways, that would be easier. Additionally, she would be royally fucked in so many ways. No real income, no place to really go. She wouldn't be able to afford a nice place. I'd be perfectly fine, but she'd be in a world of hurt. I don't necessarily love her, but I don't hate her enough to do that to her. So I stay. Which subreddit has steered the furthest from its original course? Not sure it's the furthest from its origin, but r/Technicalithatruth was supposed to be a game, like r/Scavenger, where editors post something, and others try to describe it as from the truth as possible without being wrong. What's the best way to waste $100? Lend it to that one friend. Don't worry, he'll definitely pay you back this time. What is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you? I ran cross country in high school. I would lead stretches, meaning that both the boys and girls teams were circled around me. A buddy came up and de-pantsed me and grabbed too many layers. At least the girls team got the rear end and the guys got the front. I don't think I've ever been truly embarrassed since. Employees of Reddit, how did you first find out your boss was actually just an idiot that makes more money than you? When they fired the woman who did HR, She wasn't qualified for it and had no training to do it, so whatever. And I overheard the owner/boss have this conversation with a coworker. Boss: so, what is HR anyway? Coworker: human resources. Boss: yeah, but, like, what do they do? Coworker: well, they take care of employee conflicts, deal with internal complaints, stuff like that. Boss: well, we don't need that. Besides, you can do that. So now we don't have HR, and bonus, the coworker they were talking to deals with conflict by telling people to fill out a hurt feelings report. And yes, it is a family owned/operated business. What food takes way too little effort for how tasty it is? A warm baguette with butter. And I ain't even talking about making the bread yourself. You can buy frozen baguettes, bake them in the oven, and eat it with butter, and it tastes way better than you'd think considering you did like nothing to make it. What was your app? So that's how it works moment? The first time I saw a lock picking video on the internet where they use one of those clear locks so you can see what's going on. Hello, I'm the lockpicking lawyer, and today I'll be showing you how I picked this titanium ultra industrial no-go lock with a piece of uncooked spaghetti. Teachers of Reddit, what is your "this student is so dumb it's scary" story? I work in student accommodation at a fairly large UK university, and Jesus Christ, the things I've seen. Even if you don't count the things they do while drunk, you still end up being concerned for the future of humanity. Things I've seen students learn the hard way. Plastic bowls are not an adequate substitute for saucepans and will melt if you put them on the hob. Likewise, you should take the polystyrene foam out from under your frozen pizza before you put it in the oven. If your packet of sausages says to oven cook 15 to 20 minutes, that does not mean you can put it in the microwave for the same amount of time. You should also not go and have a nap after doing this, or you'll wake up to panicked flatmates and a corridor full of smoke. To boil pasta, water is required. Again, panicked flatmates and corridor full of smoke. Most people know they shouldn't microwave metal. Some people still try to heat unopened cans in one. If you forget your keys, call security. Don't try to climb in through the 10-inch x 12-inch bathroom window, because you'll get stuck, and we'll need the fire brigade to come and rescue you. Dumping the contents of the kitchen beans over the warden's car is a bad idea at the best of times. It's worse if you are already facing disciplinary action for something else, which was actually quite minor, and the warden already knows who you are. Doing this in front of a CCTV camera, in full view of a security patroller, while the warden watches you from his balcony, and then trying to blame someone else will not improve things. I've probably got more, but I'll have to think of some that don't involve alcohol. We'll be here all day if I start typing those up. Edit, because I've been reminded about something particularly stupid, and you lot need to know. The first uni building I worked in had 9 floors and only 1 lift. We found the lift not working one evening and went to go find out why. We found it stuck on the 8th floor, doors open and not going anywhere. Why? 3 dudes had gotten an inflatable jacuzzi in there, filled it with water, and couldn't get it back out again. Apparently, they were so excited to try it out, they couldn't wait to go outside and started filling it in the kitchen. Then their flatmates got annoyed and told them to take it elsewhere, so they just dragged it into the lift to take it downstairs, but continued filling it. Eventually it exceeded the weight limit, and by that point, was also too heavy to move, so the dudes just decided to plug it in, turn the bubbles on and sit there enjoying their new lift jacuzzi. We asked why they didn't just drain it, then take it outside. Well, they said, there's a plug hole in the bottom. But we don't want to pour all this water down the lift, we might get electrocuted. There doesn't seem to be another way to get the water out. How did you get the water in it in the first place? We asked. Oh, we used buckets, they said. Maximum facepalm. Girls of Reddit, what's something guys do that creep you out? Try to block my way. Have had men playfully stand in doorways and refuse to move and get upset when I get agitated. Start calling me by pet names when we've just met. I gave my number to a really sweet guy. We texted and in about an hour he was calling me his queen and princess and all sorts of just really weird intimate nicknames. I told him I wasn't interested pretty soon after that. God has become tired of humanity, recently retired and left you in charge. Do you leave the rules exactly as they currently are, and if not, what changes will you be making? I'm doing a hard restart on Earth. Hope you finish that last season of whatever show you were binging. Ironically, it was The Good Place. You choose a superpower, but every time you activate it, you turn into a pig. What is it? To be able to speak and understand every language fluently. I'll be world renowned. A pig who knows more languages than any human. Which extinct species would you bring back if you have the power? Ye dinosaur. It's like a long-tailed bird with bat wings. Basically a mini wyvern covered in feathers.